Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dream Radio 92.9 with your host, Michelle Hunter. I am so excited that we have in the station today, Miss Manette Boston. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. I just couldn't help but to bring her in because not only are we celebrating National Military Foundation Month, we are appreciating her on today for her great success. Tell us a little bit about what it was like being in the service, not only as a woman, but as a black woman.
It was very, at times it could be challenging. I don't like to use the word difficult or hard because we meet challenges every day. Is how you deal with those challenges.
Absolutely.
And in the military, by me being a black woman, I had to work even harder to be seen. So I chose through my work ethics and my diligence to force them to recognize me when they didn't want to recognize me. So every day I just embraced it and pushed through as hard as I could.
That's awesome. And one of our slogans here is speak up or shut up. And I love the fact that you said you made them notice you.
I did.
And not only, I don't want to get ahead of myself because she has so much good information. She not only stood out as a black woman in the military, she also graduated from college at the age of 56. Is that correct?
56, I did.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about that.
I went back to college because my son had the idea that he was going to quit college. So the way that I think with my military mindset and my structure, I said, no, that's not going to happen.
Right.
And so I went and re-enrolled in college, and I told him, we're going to go through this together. But one thing, you would not give up. I say the world wants you to give up. You know,
Right.
and I told him to prove to you that you can do it. I said, I'm going back, and however we end this chapter of our life, we're going to end it together. And I remember on Fridays, I would leave my home, go to his university, and we would study, you know, whether he had a test or a final on that Monday, and I would come back on a Sunday just to let him know I meant that he wasn't going through that alone, and let him know every step I'm right there with him.
Wow.
I did that for a while.
I don't know if you guys just heard what she said. Her and her son graduated college together. Is that correct?
It is. Same day.
Wow. Same day. And that is powerful. And this station is actually intended to lift up women and to motivate women. And I mean, I don't see a greater anything more important than lifting up your children. So if you can speak to women who, like you've already talked about some of your accomplishments,
right,
but for those who feel like I've hit the end of the road, and just share some of like the things that you may have dealt with raising a child, and then tell us a little bit about what that was like and how you continue to just push forward.
As far as hitting the end of the road, whose road? Our road is a continuous journey.
Yeah.
There is no ending because every day we either pushing ourselves or learning more than we did the day before. So some of the reasons or the tactics that I use with my son, as far as encouraging and uplifting him, I continue to remind him of how awesome he was, and there's nothing or no endeavor out here that he can't achieve. You know, so whatever goals that he set, you can't just push them aside because life gets a little difficult. We as women, as a whole, we are confronted with different situations every day. But sometimes we just got to bite the bullet and keep persevering with resilience and tenacity. You know, because in my mind, I think as a woman, where does it end? It doesn't.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And also, I believe in self-medication is the best medication.
Wow.
You know, self-love is the best love. And throughout that journey, I just decided to let my son know that it wasn't always about him.
Right.
You know, and if I had allowed him to give up because life got a little hard, I say, welcome to my world.
Right.
You know,
right,
step
right.
in.
Yeah.
You know, and once he started seeing where I was coming from, we went to school year round. We went in the summer. Only time we didn't go to school was if the school was closed.
Wow.
And I made sure of that. And Baylor is a academia, university, and they pride themselves on their curriculum of academics. So I knew he was under pressure, but I had to ease a little bit of that by being by his side, letting him know he can call me at any time. He used to call me in the mornings just to pray.
Wow.
Just to pray, to get him through. And I never left him, even today, even though he's graduated. I always have to let him know it's nothing that you can encounter out here that I'm not right there. I'm just a phone call away.
That is awesome. That is amazing. And what stood out to me, 3 things: the self-love, the determination, and the prayer. We deal with all types of women, all different walks, and a lot of them, their life, as you said, what end is determined by what somebody did to them in their past. Divorce.
Right.
Some women have been trafficked. Some women have lost everything that they had. What would you say to those? Those 3 words that you just said were powerful. So what would you say to them?
Never give up. If you have a goal and you know that goal is within you, I don't know, your friends don't know, your family don't know the determination or the willpower you have encountering every situation every day.
Right.
But if you have a mindset of success, persevering, never giving up on yourself, never losing that goal that you have in mind, and that's what pushed me.
Yes.
My goal was, he was going to finish by any means necessary.
Right.
And I had to remind him, I said, you got to realize your mom was in the military. I said, so what you going through, you don't think I went through?
Wow. Right.
And we as parents, sometimes we have our umbrellas up, and I use that term, metaphorically, of course, but to let him know sometimes as parents we have to close that umbrella because we've been protecting you from the world.
Right.
So how are you going to be productive out here if I keep taking on, issues or just, life? So I had to close it, let him see my world.
That's
it's
good.
not about you.
That's good.
And I wouldn't let him give up. I think he was a little reserved because it was Baylor and he got caught up in the name. It doesn't matter what you're pursuing out here.
That's right.
If that's what you want to do it. It's not about me, now it's about you.
That's good.
And the fight within yourself.
Wow.
You have to believe, and that's really true. By me going back at 56, I graduated at 56. So it's like by me going back to school those years, I was terrified. But I had to swallow that and fixate on why I was there. I couldn't allow him to just give up.
Right.
I had to make him see what he was made of. I had to remind him constantly how awesome, how strong he was to build that confidence. Because to me, everything starts with confidence. You have the confidence to go out here and pursue, life.
Right.
And you have to have the confidence to make the choices that we have to make every day, right or wrong. But it takes a hell of a person to be able to not abandon,
Right.
what's inside of you and what you want to achieve and accomplish in life.
And that's so powerful. And we normally speak to women, but I heard a few things even while you were talking. Black men are beaten down, and a lot of them do not experience mothers like you. And some of them maybe because of what they dealt with or their age. What would you say to a black man? I know your son, but like another black man who feels like the same way, like I'm beat down and there's nothing for me. What would you say to him?
I would say light the fire inside yourself.
That's awesome.
And once that fire is lit, it's no putting it out. I think a lot of black men nowadays are faced with many obstacles, and a lot of it is in the realm of just him being a black man.
Right.
And you can't allow people or other entities to dictate to you your direction in life.
Right.
Sometimes you have to take the bull by the horn and say, hey, I got this. I don't care what anyone else say or what they think. I know what I'm made of, and I'm going to pursue it and achieve it.
That is awesome.
I really believe that. Because they're torn down enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in order for them to believe, you don't need validation from anyone else. As long as you believe in yourself, there's nothing out here you can't conquer.
That is powerful. That is powerful. Validation. And I know men, women, even children now are struggling with needing that stamp of validation from people. So let's jump right back into when you were in the military. Was there ever a time to where you needed that validation, or what was your push then? Like, before, was your son born then when you were?
No.
So what was your push then to make you say, I'm not going to give up? Because I know it had to have been very difficult.
It was me.
That's good.
They wanted me to fail, and I took that sense of failure, their trajectory of failure, and I converted it into strength for me. So when they wanted me to fail, it's no way, irregardless to how long I had to stay up studying, irregardless to how hard a job was, I persevered because they wanted me to say, I can't. And I used to tell my son, that apostrophe is kicking that T away, so the first 3 letters you see is can.
Wow.
I say, and you place that into your life every day, it's no way that you can lose.
That's awesome.
And the strength lies within yourself. And when I was in the military, I just pushed and pushed and pushed, and irregardless of what obstacles, I prevailed constantly. And I remember some nights in Iraq, because I was on a ship, I was on a vessel, and I would just laugh like they thought they had me, but not today.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And each day turned into not today. You know, and that also allowed me to stay in as long as I did, because so many people at that time, being a black woman, too black, and a female, they didn't really have a place for us.
Wow.
You know, so they gave us the jobs that nobody else wanted. And we persevered every day. And we would laugh about it like, not today.
Wow.
Not today.
That is powerful. That is powerful. And I know that you are helping so many people, because every time, even like when I look at you, and if you don't mind sharing your age with us.
I'll be 62.
62. Do you all see this woman? Like, it's no way. And I just want you to speak to like the younger people, because right now we're dealing with all, but like the younger people, I don't believe that a lot of younger people are going to look your age, like with everything that they're going with, if they don't learn self-love. What would you say to a younger person watching you right now that may be struggling, and like we had a saying, I don't look like what I've been through, and you definitely look amazing. So like, how would a younger person, or even a person that has just like really had it hard, how would they preserve that look of youthfulness and just that mentality of like, I'm going to win?
I would think just waking up with a positive energy, waking up with a purpose, waking up with a vision.
Yes.
And let them know that irregardless to what they encounter each day or that particular day, pushing through it. Yesterday, I broke up a fight. There were 2 older guys off the bus were fighting this little young shorter guy.
Wow.
Bullying. So I got out and I told the young man, I said, you're awesome, you're amazing, you're better than that.
Wow.
And I told the 2 that were fighting him, I said, your parents are working hard and look how you repay them. You're out here fighting. I said, I know you weren't raised like that. I said, you making a choice. You think about it. I said, you young today. I said, those choices can make a reflection of you as you get older.
Yes.
So today, and I told him, I say, today y'all fighting at a bus stop. I say, you know, tomorrow, you know, as you get older, I say, you could be fighting in jail.
Wow.
I say, and how are you showing your parents respect when you know that they're out here working hard for you? I say, that's not fair to them.
That's good.
You know, because again, it goes to that umbrella. You know, because we protect, you know, our loved ones through the umbrella from them being hurt or just encountering different scenarios in their life. And sometimes you just have to really close it and put life in their face.
Yes.
Because you have youth, you still know the difference between right and wrong.
Right.
So how you going to represent your family when you out here disrespecting his family?
That's powerful. That's good, yes.
And it's like, I really believe in allowing children at some point to really realize they're held accountable. You know, just because you're a child, you still know right from wrong.
Yes.
So it's up to you how the next day is going to go. Because today, You know what I'm saying? If these are the choices you making, you still have to make it to tomorrow.
That's right.
And it's a direct reflection of whom you are.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes we don't always have to coddle our children. Sometimes we have to put life in their faces.
That's powerful.
And I believe that.
Putting life in their face.
You have to.
Yes.
Because that way they get a visual. You know?
So kind of going back to when you said closing that umbrella, doesn't mean I don't love you.
Right.
It just means I love you enough to let you experience this by yourself. If I'm saying what you were saying correctly.
Absolutely.
And so let's go to, like we talked about, keeping the youth and being an empowerment, like your rough patches, like speak to those women who are either going through maybe a divorce or a separation, or a lot of the women that are watching you now are going through transition. So they had to be removed from their houses, or they ran from their houses, and they're in a place now as, where do I go next? And they do feel like, you know, he took all that from me, or they took all that from me. Tell me about one of your hardest experiences or most challenging experiences in regards to a relationship and how you dealt with it.
I don't talk about this. My son's father committed suicide when he was 2.
Wow.
And it's like people would come to me as if sympathy, I get that. But my fight had just begun. Wow. So don't look at my son as, oh, you know, poor thing, he lost his father. I say, but he had a mom like me. You know, and I took that feeling of his passing, but I also realized I had a 2-year-old depending on me.
That's good.
So I had to persevere. I stayed away from, you know, all the negativity, people that thought I was going to fail because I was a single mom at that time. And this is on the downside of me retiring out of the military. So it's like, I just believe that once you realize what you made of is nothing out here you can't conquer.
That's awesome.
I really believe we are our biggest inspirations from within inside of who we are, because we can only project it verbally to whomever we encounter, but we know what we made of. I knew that I was going to be successful with my son. I knew that. I didn't know he was going to be a software engineer. I didn't know that this was going to be one of the chapters of his life. But what I did know is that I was going to raise him knowing how awesome and amazing and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I knew I was going to raise him with strength that I had, because if I'm not here, he still had to persevere out here.
Right.
So I didn't really want him to think about things he could not do, but I allowed him to see what he could do.
Yes.
And I made him write down lists, you know, and we had vision boards, you know, just for him to continue that confidence inside, because it takes a lot of confidence. You can think about what you may do, but it takes a lot of confidence to pursue it.
Absolutely.
You know, through the duration. And sometimes we don't always have that support. Today, it's only my son and I. We have no family. We have family, but they pretty much abandoned us. They abandoned me. So I just took that feeling of abandonment and I converted it into strength. And I think that with my military structure allowed me to pursue my degree with him, and I don't even use it.
Wow.
I don't even use my degree. I feel like I use it the way God wanted me to use it, into making him realize, man, you can't give up. What? What? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you have to believe in yourself, because we around you, we only know what you say.
Right.
But you know what you made of, and you know how bad you want it, and you can't stop. And don't ever allow anyone to tell you, once again, that T has been kicked away by that apostrophe in the word can't. So the first 3 letters you fixate on is can every day. Can.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. And that you just led me right into something else. Like, self and gift. So would you say that you almost become selfish when you have a gift to inspire and you choose to just lay down and do anything? Would you agree or disagree with that?
I believe if you are inspired to pursue your dreams, whatever it may be, the new job, new car, your first apartment, whatever it is, if it's inside of you and that fire is lit, man can't mess with you. You know, man can't mess with you, and so don't allow your dreams or minimize your dreams because of someone else is telling you what you can't do. You know, and it's like, I believe self-motivation is the best medicine because only we know what we made of inside. For me to get my degree, there are professors that really try to minimize my position.
Wow.
So every day I would practically have to be in their faces like, yeah, I showed up again. Yes, I'm asking questions again.
Yes.
Because by me being older and a lot of my classes, I was the oldest one in class, I had to make sure that I was hearing the information, retaining the information, even in life.
Right.
You know, sometimes we have to ask the same question again, or make sure that we are receiving the correct information.
Absolutely.
So we can be a better us as individuals to be out, you know, because this world is crazy. It will eat us up every day.
Yes.
But with your tenacity and your perseverance inside, man can't mess with you. And I think a lot of people allow their friends and family to get in their heads.
Yes.
And that's not fair. You know your strength, you know your worth. So you have to really, really delve down into yourself and have that belief and don't allow it to dissipate. Because every day is a grind. Every day is a grind. It's a new grind.
That's right.
I've never encouraged my son to go to college. But one thing for certain, two things for sure, whatever he was going to pursue, you were going to complete it.
Right.
You know, and I just believe that in life, even, you know, women, you know, people in general. You can't just give up because it get a little tough. That's what's going to make you at the end.
Yes. And you actually just spoke volumes because I've heard lots of people that, speaking of like being in school, they did have professors who based on
the field.
Yes, and their opinion held so much weight because of that title. So I'm glad you spoke to that, because someone with a title can destroy a person if you don't have that self-love. So I do appreciate you for sharing that, because if they don't allow themselves to just concentrate on what they see or what they hear inside, they can be distracted and they will stay there.
They can, but me, I really am a big advocate on self-love. And if you have to scream it to yourself inside, you have to tell yourself every day, you got this.
Yes.
You got this. Because there's so many people wanting me to fail, and I would just laugh at them like, internally, like, really?
Yes.
Not today.
There you go.
Not today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, you just wouldn't believe how much you come alive knowing that your endeavors or your dreams are being conquered and nobody else know but you.
Right.
You know?
Right, absolutely.
And you have to believe in yourself. And all the negativity and all the negative entities around you, you know, you have to brush them off. That's because only you know your journey. You know what you're pursuing. Right. I don't have to know. Family don't have to know. Friends don't have to know. But when you have that fire lit within yourself, and you like, because I went through that, and I know that feeling. You know, so it's like, you have to continue to motivate yourself. You don't need validation from nobody else. That's good. You validate yourself. You put that stamp on yourself, and you persevere every day. And the strength and all that is going to come. Yes. You know.
This is great. Like, I'm just eating it all up myself. It's like, okay.
I know. Yes.
So I want to ask you, I heard you say earlier that your son would call and pray. How important is prayer to you to keep that self-esteem?
Very. Yes. Because days when I felt like I didn't know how I was going to make it through school, because school is very grueling, it's very tedious. And then I really didn't know how to pray.
That's good.
So he would call and he was like, Mom, you know, I got this frown, I'm really nervous. And so I would wake up whatever time he would call me, because I would be at school sometime at 05:30 in the morning, and school would start at 08:30. He would call me at 4 because he was at Baylor at his university, and I was at University of Houston. So it's like I didn't know how to pray. But through him calling me, we learned how to pray together. Because when I couldn't come up, you know, with certain words, he would come in and we would just have our conversation with God on the phone.
Wow, that is
and
phenomenal.
through that, because we had no one to fall back on. We had no family. He's never sit down to dinner at Thanksgiving with family or Christmas. It's always just been us. It's always just been us. So I had to raise him in believing in himself, but more so that confidence. You know, that diligent. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's like, when you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to expect someone else to believe in you?
That's powerful.
You know?
Yes.
So it's like that's how I raised him. Like, self-confidence, motivation, you know, dust it off. All the negativity, dust it off.
Yes.
You know, long as you have your vision and you know what you're expecting of yourself, you got this.
Wow.
You got this. It starts within you.
And I love what you just said too, because again, people are coming through transition, they're starting brand new. So how important is it? I heard you say he taught you and you taught him. So that to me sounds like when people, since they're on a new journey, who they get connected to and who they're around, how important is that going
It's
to be?
very imperative in your direction. It's very imperative how you're going to pursue it, how you're going to encounter it. That is very important in direction in everyday life.
Yes.
So if you're around people that's constantly telling you what you're not going to be, you need to continue to surround yourself around people that's going to continue to tell you how awesome you are.
Yes.
And how great you're going to be.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it comes from, again, what you believe. As long as you believe in yourself, there's nothing out here that you cannot conquer.
Right.
And I'm a advocate of, and I keep saying self-love, because when you don't have family, and we don't, you know, and you don't have that type of support system, so you tend to lean on the people that are very active
Yes.
in your life in a positive way.
Right.
You know, even today, I have friends, but we retired, but we have over 30-some years of friendship.
Wow.
So it's like, those are my people that I can depend on, but more so I depend on me.
Yeah.
I depend on me, and I gain my strength from God and me.
That's awesome. That really is awesome.
And it pushes me every day to be a better me. Every day I'm still pushing. At 62, I'll be 62 this year. I'm still pushing to be a better me. It never stops. When you stop loving yourself, you know, it's over. Yeah. So never stop loving yourself. And those people that are not team you, get out the way.
Say it. Yes.
Get out the way, because you're hindering my progression. You're stopping me from pursuing where I'm going.
And I'm glad you just said that, because it is vitally important to these people. Like, some of them are given opportunities and some of them fall for the opportunities. Right. But one move in the wrong direction could destroy all of this. So I'm glad that you're talking about self-love, and you know, make sure that you're looking inside
yourself.
So just one thing for just the realistic side of, if you could speak to people who choose not to love themselves. Like, I never want to be a drab, but we just want to make it something that's known to people. Like, you have to stay on this path of self-growth and self-love.
You do. So I believe that those people that are hindering in the self-love or self-recognition, I think they should be more propelled into finding something to believe in to get that push in life, but again, coming from within themselves. You know, I know people nowadays, they say they don't believe in God. Well, what you believe in, the Easter Bunny? But some days we need to believe in something.
Yes.
Because this world want us to quit.
Oh, yeah.
Want us to give up. But if you have that pushing you and that drive, and I'm going to say it again, nobody else has to know
Right.
what's inside of you but you. Because people will continue to tell you what you're not going to be. But you know your worth. And once you propel from that platform, there's nothing out here you can't accomplish.
That's right.
You know, but it comes within yourself. You don't need nobody in here telling you what you can and cannot do when you already know, shit, you got this.
Right.
You got this.
Right.
The next person don't have to know your next move.
That's right.
You make it calculated in your direction of success.
That was powerful. That was powerful. And you just led right into, we don't have to announce every move.
No, you don't.
We can just get out there. It's about making the first step, if I understand you
It
correctly.
really is, because some people you can't share everything with.
Yes.
Some people are not there to be your biggest cheerleader. You know, and it's like you have to move in silence, and those are the best moves, calculated moves that you will ever make in life.
Right.
Who would ever think I would graduate from college at 56?
Phenomenal.
You know what I'm saying? And then to go back, I say I was successful. I say, but I didn't, I wasn't so successful or thought that I was pushing forward in life. I say I stopped and went back and got my son.
That's awesome.
Some people don't have him. None of my friends have kids. And it's like, sometimes in life, you can't dwell over the fact of what's not there, who's not there.
Yeah.
But you still here. You still alive. You still pushing. So you have to fixate on things that's going to motivate you within yourself. Don't seek outside of yourself. Because as long as you have that drive and you're driven to be successful on whatever platform,
Yes.
it may not be college. College not for everyone.
Right.
But whatever you decide, don't give up on yourself. Because who's winning?
Right.
Who's winning?
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm just like blown away because, man, when I first met you and I heard it, it's just like I just feel all this like bliss and motivation. So that's what we really wanted you on here for. And again, appreciate you for your service. And then if you can leave, like, I try not to go too much into like any negative side. So I think that everybody should have got it. Like, we're not going to look in the past. We're going to move forward.
Absolutely.
And we're going to start somewhere. Can you leave our ladies and gentlemen that are watching this segment today anything of encouragement or whatever you feel led to say as we close this out?
Absolutely. Self-love is the best love. And I'm a huge advocate on focusing on me, and it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to be okay.
Right.
And people, when I say that, people like, what I mean is, we okay. In regards to where you are in life, you still okay.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to have all the materialistic things and be validated by the materialism that surrounds us today in this world.
Right.
But long as you have life, and you have self-worth, how can you put a value on that?
You can't.
You cannot.
No.
And you are the most important thing in life.
That's right.
You here.
Yes.
You're breathing. You waking up. How many people open their eyes every day and can't get up?
Right.
How many people didn't make it to 56?
Right.
Love your life, but more so love you. Yes.
I love it. I love it. I am honored, and I'm sure our guests are just in awe right now. We want to appreciate you again. Thank you for taking our time out of your schedule to share with us, to empower us, to motivate us. Thank you again, audience. Dream Radio 92.9 with your host, Michelle Hunter. Make today great.